holidays and all their ups and downs. Well, this is part 2 of our holiday to the Sunshine Coast. I will link part 1 up in the corner, so you can jump back to that if you haven't seen it. Otherwise, enjoy our ups and downs and roundabouts of holidays. I tell you, it can't just be like normal life. There's still ups and downs on holidays. And I hope to encourage you at the end as well. Day 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Day 2, 3, 4, and 5. It rained. So, Sunshine Coast, Queensland, normally supposed to be pretty sunny all the time. But the locals were saying they've had 3 weeks of rain and we got the end of it. Thankfully, the last 5 days were sunny. So what did we do? I can't actually remember what we did on day 2, but I know. So day 2 that I couldn't remember, we went to the big pineapple, and there's also a big macadamia beside it as well. We were headed off to somewhere else, but we saw that on the highway and we stopped. And inside the big macadamia, strangely enough, there is the Treetop Challenge office with the training area, and then you head out the back to where all the trees are that I talk about later in the video. And we also went inside so we learnt about the Treetop Challenge and thought about booking it in, but we didn't do it on the day because it was a bit drizzly. And then we went across to the big pineapple and we went inside the big pineapple, and they've done it all up and it looks really good. With information about how they, grow, harvest pineapples, and then you can go up the top and see the view. And then we went home and had a lazy afternoon in the pool. It was raining, but why not just jump in the pool? But I know day 3 we went to a aquarium place. Day 4 and day 5 we went to things like mini golf and indoor places. And then we did have some fish and chips on the Thursday night, which was day 5. And this is where I suppose it gets interesting, is my lovely daughter, she was complaining of a sore tummy on the Friday night. Don't know if it was the chips, don't know what it was. I don't think it was the chips. We didn't think it was the chips or anything. So Saturday, we had a great day. We went and did a treetop challenge, which is, of course, all your ropes up in the trees, and it's very core intensive kind of work on your body. And of course, if you've got height challenges, yep, there's that as well. And then we've got my little young boy, so he had to do the little group, and then the older 2 and husband and I can do all of the rest of them if we can work our way up to them, because you've got to sort of do step by step. So hubby started with one of my children, and they did quite a good job. And then hubby took over from my little one, and I jumped in with my big 2, and they went round one course. And then one was over it. So I just went round with one other child and did the first, second, and third course. And then time was pretty much up. But I did go back and do the first and second again, which was so easy after doing the third one. It was a lot of fun. But I was tired. I was exhausted. But the muscles that got worked, my side, my core, my tummy. I said to the girl, goodness, I need a rebuild. And I didn't bring any rebuild on holidays, which is, I can link it down below. It's a fantastic muscle rebuilding drink. And goodness, I've drunk that after even like a massage, and I haven't been sore the day after like you can from such a strong pressurized massage. So I was a bit annoyed that I didn't bring a couple of scoops of that. And then later that night, my girl, she threw up everywhere. She threw up all night long. And then we had a kind of relaxing day, the day 8. And we went and did a little, or the boys went and did a little something later on in the afternoon. They did the duck, which is, you know, a driving and a sea vehicle. So it drives on land and then, of course, dives into the water and it becomes a boat. So we did that, or they did that, and I stayed home with my girl, and she had some food. She had some white food, but then about 8 hours later, she threw up not the food again. So we had to find out what was going on. So I rung Victorian, we weren't in Victoria, but I rung Victorian help and they wouldn't help us. So we rung the ambulance in the area and they came around and took us to hospital, my girl and myself. And I thought it was appendicitis, but it wasn't appendicitis, and she had a non-contagious illness, which annoyingly was quite painful in her tummy. And so that was another relaxing day, day 9. We just sort of stayed at home because I didn't get home until 12 o'clock in the middle of the day. And then we just, what did we do that afternoon? I can't even remember what we did that afternoon. Something little. So after being in the hospital all morning and being up at like 1 o'clock in the morning and the ambulance ride and all, we just had a relaxed kind of afternoon. But we did do one thing. My daughter and I went on the aqueduct that the boys had gone on the day before. So the boys went for a little walk around town and we went on the aqueduct. The sad thing was, though, my daughter missed so much of it because she was asleep. After being up at 1 o'clock in the morning and not feeling 100%, she was asleep on the aqueduct. She did get to drive it, though, which was lovely. And then we had to pack up and go home the following day. And thankfully, we were able to fly. She was all right. The doctor just gave her some anti-nausea tablets so she would not have the pain and issues on the plane. And then we got home. So ambulance rides on holidays, not fun. At least it wasn't as serious as I initially thought. So I'm very happy about that. Well, I hope you've enjoyed my holiday talk. It was a lot of fun with lots of ups and downs. But again, like I said in my last video, it's just life. Holidays, normal life, we do have ups and downs, and we just unfortunately need to get through them and just take little steps, big steps, and get through them. I'm going to elaborate here on a story. I think I remember we were on another holiday and we decided to go for a 5-kilometer walk. And we only took off at 5 p.m. because the GPS said it was going to take like an hour, and it was daylight savings, thankfully. So we took off. I had the sense to bring my front carrier for my little one, just in case, you know. So there I was, 7:30, late at night. We decided not to go back through the path. We decided to go back along the beach. And when you go back along the beach, it's not easy to see the entrances back to the path, which of course it's hard to walk on sand, as we know. Harder to walk on sand than a path. So I'm there 7:30, 8 o'clock at night with a sleeping baby on the front of me in his carrier, just taking step after step after step, going, I will get there, I will get there. And that's what life can be sometimes. But I just want to encourage you, you know, ups and downs, roundabouts. You will get through whatever you're going through on holidays or in general life. And of course, I suppose I better mention, if it's financial related, I have a link down below of a fantastic company with some fantastic health products that you can promote. They've won a lot of awards. They are globally recognized, some of their products, even on medical lists for doctors to recommend some of these products. Then if you have health problems as well, we have certain, products that are really good for, of course, stress, sleep, weight loss, lots of detox, cleanse. If you have any of those problems, I could possibly help you with recommending some of our products to help you get better. And then on the side note, you could earn some extra income as well if you wanted to, and recommend these products as well. So thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you have a good week, and I will see you next week. And if you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. That would be much appreciated and help me out a lot. Thank you. Bye.